We are so fucking performative.
Maturing is realizing that so many people are just performative.
Performative man traits, okay? This is a list that I made and also I researched, and also performative man is a man that does this
only to attract women.
Excuse me, do you mind if I can sit right here next to you?
Jordan or LeBron? Can we talk about the real goals? Harriet Tubman, Susan B. Anthony, Maya Angelou.
On the topic of performative math, let's talk about performative writing.
I've wondered why y'all broke up, but a lot of y'all weren't even in love. You were in costume. The vows were your script, the dinner table your set, and when the curtains fell, so did your maturity.
Most people don't actually care about injustice. They care about being seen as someone who cares. The moment it stops getting attention and likes, their activism disappears with it.
I don't know what to say. So much chatter and public discourse on this trendy TikTok inspo word, the performative male, to which has sparked countless memes, talking points, and public support for a phenomena that I must say I simply agree with. In a day and age where many are more hyper-focused on keeping up with the Joneses and creating this public image of success, combined with mystery, combined with rage bait, and a dash of perceived sophistication.
When you have direct sunlight on your balls, it raises your testosterone levels by 140%. Holy shit.
We have truly embodied the term of being actors within our own movies where nothing is actually genuine, and faking it till you make it has become our entire reality. This whole idea of performative males I believe to be super encouraging, which finally calls us out for preaching and practicing bullshit that we somehow believe will impress others. But what I think people have overlooked with how pretentious this idea has become is how the performative title holds no means or bounds and does not discriminate based off of ethnicity, race, or gender. This goes double time for corporations, companies, and movie studios who fail to recognize their own performativeness before it's too late. We, as a society, are easily in the most performative age that we have ever been in, where your perception, your image, your following is held in higher regard than who you are actually as a person, what values you hold, and what beliefs you live your life off of. The era of authenticity is lost, and now in place of it are masks of who we'd like others to perceive us to be. So in 2025 and leading into 2026, we have entered in what I'd like to call the performative age, where rust and creativity is now replaced with plastic and reiteration. But as with everything, there are levels to this, phases in what I like to characterize it as, that you and me are more than likely guilty of falling into. So while discussing such a fresh, new, undiscovered topic such as this one, I thought to myself, fuck it. Might as well join in while this topic still has legs. And what I've coined this era that we've entered, the performative age. Before we enter and experience any age or phase in society, there are always dominoes, chess pieces that fall into place for things to be the way they are now. And of course, look no further than the rise of social media to thank for that. But it's not just that rise in social media that has led us to where we are now, but instead it's the visibility that it's provided. It's the magnitude that has made your awkward next door neighbor into a household name that has truly given rise to our performative nature. Allow me to explain. Being popular on social media was always looked at as being pretty cool. Having a large following across YouTube, Vine, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram was a big social status booster, something to brag to your friends about or even leverage to make a decent enough living off of. But the spotlight on just how much these services are willing to pay for having successful content and the lifestyle that comes with it has made the allure of having this social following that much more appealing. Alongside with this shift is further helped along by companies and corporations realizing that the larger than life persona that fans have gravitated to for years in their favorite celebrity is a pretty outdated concept. Fans don't crave godlike energy, they crave relatability, transparency, and someone whom they feel like they can connect with at any moment's notice. So once the paychecks started going out and your favorite content creator became the newest ambassador for some of the most recognizable brands in the world, is when Gen Z finally began to wake wake up and see the potential that is this social media stuff. So having your favorite content creators in the 2010s and early 2020s become household names, collabing and working alongside with the traditional stars of yesterday, venturing into acting, music, and entrepreneurship in what feels like just a few short months or years became the dream for teenagers and young adults all across the internet. Here I am watching my favorite childhood viners and vloggers on freaking nationally televised programming, making appearances on Netflix, hosting their own shows, showing off insane car collections, and living in super mansions, all while giving one-on-one interviews to some of my favorite athletes on ESPN. And that ball just kept rolling. Didn't matter how old you were, what content you wanted to produce, what city you were from, or how ridiculous of a thing you were known for. At any point in time, all it took was one catchphrase, one moment, one post, one click of a button for your life to truly change forever. And that's pretty much what has gotten us here today. This phenomena of knowing that any average Joe could pick up a camera, post a few videos, and with time and a little bit of luck could change their life for the better. And this narrative has led to what this age of performativeness could also be called, the age of... You see, the beauty of succeeding in this social space is that there are so many paths, so many directions you could take to reach that level of success. There is truly no one genre or media that you need to produce. Literally, the world is your oyster and people are just dying to see the next budding star to emerge from the shadows. You have your lifestyle creators, your foodies, your fashionistas, the wellness hippies, the goth girlies, beauticians, daredevils, the vlogger, the traveler, the DIYer, the doctor, the gamer, the streamer, the athlete. I think you get the point. And with just how diverse this social space has become, it's truly encouraging for anyone out there to begin posting content. No longer do you have to be a clean-shaven media darling with an otherworldly talent for people to take you seriously. Sometimes all it takes is a guy or a girl with a headset on screaming at a computer screen to garner a large enough audience comparable to an opening week movie premiere. Therefore, companies and brands are willing to be represented by someone your auntie or uncles finds unimpressive. There is no real right way to go about it. Sometimes the audience just likes what it likes. But boy, when they do like it, it's hard not to see 1,000 more coming right behind it. Just like with any successful thing in this world, once people see that it works and that it's profitable, like seagulls in Nemo, they just flock to get a piece of the action. Want to create a content house to generate as much viewership as possible? Here's another 6 more. Want to say hedonistic, racial, or sexist takes on the internet?
Female was the pilot, and I took a picture and I said, most women I know can't even park a car. Why is a woman flying my plane?
Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool.
So you ain't got no friends, no poker buddies?
No black person has a white friend.
Oh.
No black person has a white friend. You just don't know it yet till they turn on your ass.
Have an army. Doesn't matter what it takes or what it is, just know that if it's successful, it will be imitated and duplicated until it lies in its grave. Right now, what you are seeing on YouTube is the abundance of Mr. Beast, Ryan Trahan style types of videos and thumbnails, 20v1s, or the least versus most expensive type videos. And eventually that will be replaced. I mean, hell, just a few years ago, we escaped the hottest knife challenge, the $1 challenge, and the emoji heavy thumbnail type style videos. And with the formula of others trying to capture that lightning in a bottle, hoping to get a piece of the action before the next trend is here, leads to having a surplus of creators who specialize in their respective category. I know which corners of the internet to crawl towards and their most profound creators if I need advice on how to pick up women, or if I need a review on the most hyped restaurants in my city, or which workouts are best for skinny fat guys. And while this abundance and repetition is a great thing that allows for us to have more than one option, more than one opinion, it ultimately gives away and a platform for those who simply could do without it.
Use my watch still, okay?
People who are simply there to cash in and move on, to suck the life out of something that was once unique and different and somehow make it into a personality trait. And that's when, you know, too many people have entered the space that was once treasured and respected, but is now flooded with stupidity, inauthenticity, and ignorance. What was that term called again? Oh yeah. Oversaturation is the natural second to last step in any lifespan in what is considered trendy. The step right before its unspectacular death, where that thing that was once cool is too well known, too mainstream, too commercialized, too fucking cringe. That part that I stated earlier about trends becoming personality traits is essentially what 2025 has turned into. The personification of inanimate things or terminology becoming people's entire personalities. I'm sure you've seen your fair share of the red pill and black pill community chatting shit about looks maxing and made up female psychology. That's literally the only thing that they talk about, as if we don't all have our moments of not looking our best or missing a layup with the other gender. I don't really know what to call this group. It's like a mix between these Labubu obsessed, matcha gulping, skim/aloe wearing people whose entire personality can be found by seeing what's most popular on the TikTok Explore page. We have our political nut jobs who make love getting off on talking about political figures that they hate, using the most cherry-picked statistics to back up their point to further drive engagement, viewership with a slight hint of rage bait.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
I could go on and on. I mean, the spaces are filled with performativeness in any genre you are looking for, and you don't even need to look that hard either. And once again, I'm not saying that all creators are being performative, as there is an abundance of genuine, helpful, and generally creative creators out there whose main goal isn't to financially capitalize on each morsel of social media success, but the overwhelming population of social media has turned into what the human species has always been known for: competition and natural selection. We naturally want to be the best, have the most, be known as the biggest this and the biggest that, trying to see how we can use what works to outshine our competition and be better. So when we're all rushing towards one thing, all forced to put on acts in order to reach that goal, I think it's most important that you step back and realize what's actually important. I'm not some higher than thou person who is gonna sit here and act like some of those things are not important to me. It's part of the reason I started this YouTube channel. But the values in what I'm trying to do with my space versus what you might be trying to do with your space is what makes the difference in the long run. I have a very small YouTube channel, which I would like the world to see one day. And if I like the world to see it, I need to find ways to get viewers to click on my channel while simultaneously making better videos. And to do that, I'm forced to go out of my way on the platform and look at other successful creators in the space to see what they're doing, to see what I could take from it. And for me, that's where the similarities must start and end. You see, what I'm trying to do is to take what works and seeing how I could apply my own touch, my own style, and make it my own. This is just the natural creation process nowadays, and really how it's always been. Your favorite artist was the inspiration of their favorite artist. They took pieces and made it into their own thing. They took inspiration from it, they morphed it, and they made it into something that they're now known for. And I firmly believe that in order to have staying power in this game, that you kind of need to operate like this. There's nothing wrong with hopping on trends, but it's what you are going to do to evolve past it once the trend dies off. There's nothing wrong with slight imitation or drawing inspiration from someone else, but how are you going to alter your content so that it's not just a copy and paste of that person? And I believe that's why we have so many of these figures that come and go without a moment's notice. They had their time in the sun. There was a moment in time where time and space met perfectly to create this magical moment of success or trendiness or fame, and they refuse to shift gears or make an attempt to morph their content into their own thing, instead choosing for their stuff to remain in the previous year or wait for what they are known for to completely lose relevance. So back to my YouTube channel, do I want it to be more successful? Yes. Do I want to get a ton of views and subscribers? Of course. Do I want to eventually get paid for my work? But I understand that all of that will come in due time, and it's not my sole intention to make videos for the sole sake of profit. I'm here because I enjoy making videos. It's amazing getting feedback from people who learned something or share something they liked about my video or didn't like about my video to help me improve and overall see that people actually find joy in watching me edit, watching me speak, watching me just talk about random nonsense that goes on in the world. But all in all, performativeness is not really going anywhere. And going into 2026, this age of performativeness looks to be a lengthy one. Content creation is seeing a meteoric rise in popularity, and the money that is being made will only continue to encourage more and more people to try to get in on this content creation stuff. And if you're one of those people, I hope you're able to take a second and identify your intentions with what you wish to do with your platform. And hopefully that could provide you with a good enough understanding on if this age is something you're truly ready to enter.